Jay.
Well, yesterday you said the most stressful thing was putting together a schedule, and here we are day one, and you've had to call 2 audibles.
Yeah, it's rough. But we're going to go inside the convention center for the walkthrough. Expecting a big rainstorm here, maybe some lightning. So being it's just a walkthrough, I think we can get enough done.
Were you the morning practice? Did you have to cut back anything? You started a little late. Was it the normal practice?
We're real fortunate. Other than the wet ball drill, dropping some balls and fumbling a couple snaps, we were able to get all the reps in. So we had a lot of learning that we could get accomplished on tape. So we were very fortunate to get every play in.
Mentioned earlier, he was in here, he said that you guys had talked about kind of how you want him to be one of the leaders on this year's team. What would you like to see out of him, and how would you like him to use his experience?
Well, he's one of the veterans that we're going to count on, one of the backbones of this defense. He's been here for a long time. He knows what good defense is all about, and he's going to lead by example like he has. I thought last year he had a fine year tackling and covering, and he just got to carry that over. And people respect D'Angelo Hall around the league. I know coming from another team, I had a lot of respect for him as a player, and with that respect, I think we'll carry over him into being a leader.
Jay, along those lines, he even said he's got a reputation for the D'Angelo stuff, whatever. Are you surprised at all by the guy that you found when you came here?
I did hear about D'Angelo Hall a little bit. Some of the reputation, some of the things that happened, the attitude that he has. But as a cornerback, you kind of want some of that attitude, that cockiness, that confident air about you, as long as it doesn't affect your play. And he's proven the last few years that it doesn't affect his play, and I think he's calmed down a little bit. He knows what being a pro is all about. He knows that he's got to take care of his body, take care of himself off the field if he wants to, play a longer career. And, he's done everything in the right way the last few years. He's done everything the right way in OTAs. He's been to every OTA except for 1 or 2. He had to go home. So we're happy where D'Angelo is. We're happy with his leadership role and his accountability right now.
Jay, he and Deshaun have had some battles over the years. How much can a guy like Deshaun make the players in that secondary better?
Well, we're hoping that this defense is going to make our offense better, and our offense is going to make their defense better. Our defense better, obviously. The speed that we have with Deshaun, and obviously the ability that Pierre has at receiver, and Andre Roberts did some great things today already. Eldrick Robinson can run. We have Ryan Grant we drafted, and we have another 4 or 5 receivers that are competing and making these guys work. Down the field throws, short throws, runs after catches. So that's what it's all about. Training camp's all about. It's us making offense, making the defense better, defense making the offense better, and so on and so forth.
I know it's just one practice, but how did you feel like your rookies did after having some weeks off and then coming back and hitting the practice field for the first time with their recall?
I thought they did okay. We had a few mentals here and there, but that's to be expected day one. Wasn't as crisp as I would like with the tempo and all that stuff, but I thought overall after watching the tape, when I initially felt it out here watching practice, I was a little disappointed in the whole thing, but when I went back and watched it on tape, there were some good things that everybody did. Obviously some things we need to improve on, and I'll say that after every practice, that we need to improve on certain things, but the rookies did a fine job with the reps they had. We just got to continue to harp. Some of these guys aren't going to get many reps, and when they do get a rep, they got to take advantage of it and show up. And that's what they have to do in order to catch our eye and make this football team.
Seemed like the defense got the better of the offense a little bit. How much do you go over results of the day? How much do you want the guys to use that as a measuring stick? How much emphasis do you put on that?
We put a lot of emphasis on it. We had some struggles today in the running game and some protection, and we dropped some balls and missed some throws. We had a couple big plays out there, some good things that we did on offense also. But, running the football against this defense with these guys in here, it's difficult. But we still have to keep pounding the rock and get more physical and keep coaching them up. We didn't expect to come out here and score a touchdown every play. I wouldn't be very happy with that either. But I am happy with the effort. I'm happy with the way our defense was in their gaps, played good, sound football, and they still have to tackle. Sometimes in these drills, you don't get to see Alfred Morris breaking a tackle or Andre Roberts breaking a tackle after the catch. You know what I mean? But I thought overall, for the first day, the guys did a good job.
How would you assess Robert's day?
Robert was a little erratic. I think the balls were really wet early on. Didn't come out of his hands right a couple times, but I think he'll be the first to tell you he needs to improve, and I'll be the second to tell you he needs to improve. And that's going to be the case every day. I'm sure of that.
Trent Murphy looked like a guy that was making some plays out there. How do you feel about his play so far after one day?
I thought Trent had a great OTA session. Trent's long and has the ability to bend, and that's very exciting, and we can move him around. But, you know, he lost contain on one play today, which cost us a 70-yard touchdown scramble throw. So, you know, there's some things that he has to improve on himself. But the progress that he's made from the OTAs, his strength is getting better. The knowledge of the game he's going to continue to work at. He's a true football playing, grinding machine, you know, and he loves the game. He loves to play. He loves to work. He loves to study. And he's just going to continue to get better.
Jay, a lot's been reported the last few months on Deshaun and what kind of teammate he is, off the field issues. What have you seen out of him through minicamp and I guess one day today about those things?
You know, I don't have anything negative to say about Deshaun. Really, I think he's been a fine teammate. He's been to the OTAs. He's practiced. He's worked hard. I think the only negative I would say, if I had one, is sometimes he looks too cool for school when he runs some routes, but he is running fast. You know, we just got to keep working with him on his get-offs and making sure all his routes look the same. But overall, as far as teammate goes, he's very coachable, and I think he wants to be here and he wants to do well.
Coach, over here to you, right? Morgan Moses' versatility is obviously one of the reasons why you selected him, but do you have to kind of grade him and his progression on a curve because he's trying to work in multiple spots?
You do. You really do. And when you're moving him around from left side to right side, that's not easy for a tackle. It doesn't sound like much to us in here, but it's a totally different technique from time to time. It's, you know, a different stance. So you do have to give him a little leeway from time to time, but he's done a good job. You know, I think he still has a long way to go with his aiming points and some of the protections, but we love his length. We love the fact that he's in the meetings and working and studying like all the rookies are.
Besides the weather, back here, Coach.
Okay.
Besides the weather, what do you think of the Richmond training facility for your first day of camp?
I think it's awesome. You know, it's everything we need. It's everything we want. You know, we have great practice fields. They held up excellent today despite the wet grounds. Every player has a locker in here. It's first class. The fans are right there on top of us. So we're very fortunate to have this facility, and we're glad to be here.
Jay, you talked about Deshaun's route running, how smooth he is. Players have talked about it. Just seems so effortless with him. But, you know, he's coming at you at 4.3. I mean, can you just talk a little bit about what a guy like that can do for your offense, because it does seem so effortless, and then boom, he's right by a guy.
It does. You know, we had a play today that he's running a little skinny post, and Robert saw him running. He just floated up there, and Deshaun outran it. It was 10 yards underthrown, you know, but he couldn't tell he was running that fast. But once the ball's in the air and he takes off, he's gone. And they just have to keep working together, working on their chemistry and getting to know each other. And Robert needs to get to know his speed and how he runs these routes, because you're right, he's dynamite. You know, he's definitely a force to be reckoned with. You have to maybe roll over the top of him or play softer coverage, and opens up underneath stuff. It opens up the running game. So having a guy like Deshaun is obviously a great benefit. And Jordan Reed in the middle, yes, of course. And Pierre on the other side in the running game.
Thanks, Coach.
All righty. Thank you, guys.